Hey, what's up, 10th graders? We're going to talk about some rhyme schemes as it relates to the poetry that we have been reading. Um, we're going to talk about the basic structure of a poem and help you find some success on this next task I'm going to assign you. So, first of all, when we're talking about poetry, two important elements of poetry are stanzas and rhymes. Okay, this is how they're built, just like building a house or building a anything. You have to have some type of structure, and poems are built by stanzas and rhymes. I'm sure you've heard those two words, obviously. Now, a stanza is a group of lines. That's all it is. And the group of lines are numbered. The stanzas are named according to the number of lines they have. Okay, for example, a couplet. You've heard that couplet, 2 lines. Okay, if the stanzas are 2 lines, then it is a couplet. If the stanzas are 3 lines, it is a tercet. Or 4 lines, a quatrain. 6 lines, sestet, and then an octave or an octet is 8 lines. Okay. Here's some examples. This is an example of a couplet. This is from the first one is from Hamlet. The time is out of joint, oh cursed spite, that ever I was born to set it right. Now, because it is 2 lines, that is a couplet. Another one from Romeo and Juliet. This precious book of love, this unbound lover, to beauty him only lacks a cover. Again, 2 lines, it is a couplet. Here's an example of a tercet, 3 lines, yellow and black and pale, the hectic red, pestilence stricken multitudes, O thou who chariotest to their dark wintry bed. Okay, that's an example of a tercet because it is 3 lines. The next example of a quatrain, the stanza is 4 lines. Awake for morning in the bowl of night has flung the stone that puts the stars to flight. And lo, the hunter of the east has caught the sultan's turret in noose of light. And then 6 lines is our sestet. Not far but near I stood and saw it all. Behind low boughs the trees let down outside, and the sweet pang it cost me not to call and tell you that I saw it does still abide. But 'tis not true that thus I dwell aloof, for the woods wake, and you are here for proof. And then the last one is an octave or an octet. This is 8 lines. Remember me when I am gone away, gone far away into the silent land, when you can no more hold me by the hand, nor I have turned to go yet turning stay. Remember me when no more day by day you tell me of our future that you planned, or remember me you understand. It will be late to cancel then or pray. So we're going to look at the stanzas in the poem from King Midas and identify the different line numbers. You can identify them again by how many lines are in that stanza. Okay. All right. Let's talk about rhyme quickly. A rhyme you should be very familiar with. You've been dealing with rhyme since the first Dr. Seuss book, I'm sure, that was read to you by a parent or a grandparent or an uncle or whatever. So, rhyme is just simply a repetition of sounds at the end of words. We have 2 types of rhymes. There's exact rhymes, which have the exact same sound, coat and boat, hat and cat, dog and log, or whatever, okay, exact rhymes. And then we have a little bit different. Slant rhymes have similar sounds, but not exact sounds, okay? And exact slant rhymes are going to deal more with similar consonant, hard sounds, cloak, clock. They both end with K. Line, mind. Okay, they don't both end with the same consonant, but they have the same sound, like line, mind. Okay, these are what we call slant rhymes. Not exact, but they're called slant rhymes. Here's some examples of exact rhymes. Pretty simple: double, tubble, toil, and trouble, fire, burn, and cauldron bubble. This is from Macbeth, by the way, which you guys will be studying next year. Fillet of finny snake and the cauldron boil and bake. Okay, the last word on each line ends in an exact rhyme. Now, slant rhyme. This is a little different, but we are still looking at the last sounds in the line. Why should I let the toad work, squat on my life? Can't I use my wit as a pitchfork, okay, work, pitchfork, and drive the brute off? Now, we see that consonant there at the end, the F in both, that creates the slant rhyme. This creates the slant rhyme. 6 days of the week it soils with its sickening poison just for paying a few bills. That's out of proportion. We have the poison, proportion, soils, bills. Okay, ends with that consonant sound. They're the same consonant sound. So slant rhyme is a little harder to indicate and to identify, but they are roughly the same consonant sounds, but not an exact rhyme. Okay, let's talk about the assignment. Okay, so this is the analysis assignment from King Midas. We're going to do some analysis, some poetry. Fairly simple. Here are some instructions up here. What talks about the different type of stanzas and rhymes. Basically, what we just went over. Let's look at this poem right here. It asks us to read lines written in dejection by William Butler Yeats, and then answer the couple questions. Very simple. Notice how there's 3 different stanzas in this poem. We have one line here. We have one that's 6. Okay, and we have one that's 4. So you'll be able to identify the different lines or different stanzas and their names. But it's going to ask you to identify slant rhyme and exact rhyme in this poem. And then we get down here to the bottom page. It asks you what type of stanza this is. Okay, again, go up and look. It's identified by how many lines are in that. Okay, and then explain that, and then give an example of exact rhyme. Now, the bottom here, this is where I'm really gonna grade you on your ability to identify this. I want you to write at least 4 lines of a poem. Okay, write at least 4 lines of a poem and at least use one slant rhyme and one example of exact rhyme. Okay, so you're gonna be writing a little bit of poetry here. I know it's not something that we've done a lot, and it's not going to be perfect, but let's take the old swing at it, take the old college try here, and give your best effort. Okay. All right. That's the assignment. That's poetry. If you have any questions, shoot me a text or an email. I'll be glad to answer.